Mae e wedi gwneud ei benderfyniad. A does neb yn gallu dadlau ag e.
Screwfix Sprint, yn noddi pêl-droed ar S4C.
Ddraig goch yn erbyn y 3 llew ar unrhyw lwyfan. Mae'n golygu gymaint. Will Evans, os na gyfle i'r gandio, Evans! Gol! Mae Cymru ar y blaen. Aeron Edwards i Cymru, mae drwodd, yw i ddoi i Cymru! Aeron Edwards yn taro i Cymru! Cein Owen yn cyrraedd, Haling mewn i'r canol, Cymru creu unwaith eto! Mae Aeron Edwards wedi taro eto! A'i breuddwyd yw hyn i Mark Jones! Oh, Will Evans eto, mentro! Bol bach! Chi ddim yn gweld pethau. Mae'n 4 i Gymru. 4 i ddim i Gymru yn erbyn Lloegr. Tro cyntaf erioed i Gymru ennill yn ei herbyn nhw ar y lefel yma. A maen nhw wedi gwneud hynny mewn steil. Mae'r wythnos ryngwladol yn dechrau heno ac mae'n mor syml ac A-B-C. A am Altrincham lleoliad gêm heno. A B am bobl bach, Cymru ec, yn erbyn Lloegr ec yn y gwynt ar glaw, a neb yn poeni am hynny, a pawb yn gobeithio am ganlyniad tebyg i'r tymor diwetha, 4 i ddim. Owen Tyler-Jones yn cadw cwmni fi yn gyn chwaraewr canol cae i Gymru, ond yn fwy na hynny, yn gyn y fforddwr gyda'r tîm yma. Felly, be mae'n ysweithio fel hyn yn ei olygu i bawb sy'n rhan o'r tîm?
Wel, mae'n drist yma, achos mae rai bod wedi cael y sac a wedi gwneud y tîm hyfforddi blwyddyn yma, ond mae'n noson fawr. Ac mae'r ffaith mae dim ond unwaith y flwyddyn, unwaith bob tymor mae'r gêm yn cael ei chwarae, ddylia bod yna fwy. Ond os rhywbeth, mae'n adi at y pwysigrwydd. Un cyfle i chwarae yn erbyn yr hen elyn sy'n golygu, os da chi'n colli, da chi'n gorau disgwyl blwyddyn i dalu'r pwyth os liciwch chi. A dyna fe Lloegr wedi gwneud dros y 12 mis dwytha yma. Felly, mae'n gadw bod y noson danllyd.
Gyriadwch yr tîm, gweld yr 11 sy'n dechrau o ran Cymru heno difyrnodi. Cain McLagan di dechrau 4 gêm nawr os i Mark Jones fod yn reolwr fan hyn. Enwau cyfarwydd iawn yno wrth gwrs. Mae'n lwyfan, ond yw'n ffenest siop i rai o'r ein hefyd?
Yndi. Y gêm fwyaf yn ei tymor nhw, os oes unrhyw uchelgais i symud ymlaen a chwarae'r gêm yn broffesiynol dros y ffin yn Lloegr, oherwydd os da ni'n sbio y 2 gêm cyn heno mae Mark Jones di rheoli. Conor Rawlinson wedi mynd ymlaen i chwarae'r gêm yn broffesiynol o'r gêm gyntaf. Yr ail gêm, Adam Roscoe yn sgorio yn erbyn Lloegr yn Salford, cael cyfle i chwarae'r gêm yn broffesiynol. A wedyn llynydd Will Evans yn serenu a rwan efo cas newydd. Felly mae'n ffenest i'r chwaraewyr yma. Lot fawr o scouts yn gwylio. Felly, heno di'r noson i serenu.
Pawb yn gofyn am y rhestr y tîmau, lot o ddiddordeb yn pwy sy'n chwarae fan hyn heno. Mark Jones yw reolwr yn lais cyfarwydd i ni gyda Sgorio, wrth gwrs, yn reolwr balch sydd wedi bod yn siarad gyda Bryn Thomas.
Mark, thanks for joining us. What do you expect tonight?
Tough game. Very tough game against an England side who obviously we defeated last year. And they're bound to be out for revenge. Simple as that.
Yeah, you come into the match on a good run. The win last year, draw year before. You've got to be confident.
Yeah, we are confident. But it's still, again, we're playing against a team of full-time professionals. You know, and everybody always says the National League is much higher standard than the Cymru Premier. So that's what we got. We got something to prove again for the standard of football in the Cymru Premier.
What's your thinking behind the team selection?
Team selection, we'll go with a 5-3-2 like we did last year. 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, 3 centre midfielders and 2 up top. A couple of changes. Ryan Sears is in from Newtown. Good player, strong defender. Leo Smith will start, Tom Price will start, and Sam Jones will start from Cardiff Met. So, 4 changes, I think, to last season. So, good players as well.
And a compact pitch, should be a good game?
Yeah, hopefully, Bryn. If it's like last year's, I'll take that now.
Okay, thanks, Jonah.
Thank you very much.
Mark Jones eisiau canlyniad tebyg i blwyddyn diwetha. Dwi'n mynd synnu, bydde pawb yn derbyn honna. Sut cymeriad yw e? Ni'n gyfarwydd efo fel cymeriad. Mae fe'n ddoniol iawn wrth ochr y cae. Mae'n reolwr profiadol, felly mae pobl yn anghofio hynny.
Yndi, a mae hyn yn noson fawr iddo fo. Does a ddim noson fwy yn ei galendar o. Mae hynna'n sicr, ond mae o'n gymeriad efallai chydig bach yn wahanol i'r disgwyl. Os ti'n gyfarfod o cyn gêm ar y Brown Dydd Sadwrn, ti'n meddwl, mae hwn rhy neis i reoli. dydy o ddim. Mae gan fo'r ruthless streak na, mae bob rheolwr angen. Ond I gryfder o heb os ydy rheoli pobl. Mae o'n dda iawn. Mae o'n dallt I gryfdera, mae o'n hapus I gael tîm fforddio I gwmpas o I gymryd lot o'r sesiynau, ond Mark sy'n gwneud y penderfyniadau mawr. A mae'r chwaraewyr wrth I bodda yn chwarae ac yn gwneud I gorau I wneud yn dda iddo fo. Felly noson fawr a dwi'n siŵr fydd o'n llwyddiannus eto heno.
Sôn am y chwaraewyr, mae noson fawr I lawer ohonyn nhw. A ni'n sôn yn gynharach am y tîm sy'n dechrau. Mae ni'n cynnwys Leo Smith, penderfyniad, gan Mark Jones. Mae lot o'r ein di bod gyda clybiau proffesiynol. Mae fe dal gyda'r seintiau. Ond os yna ffordd yn ôl I rai o'r chwaraewyr fel Leo Smith?
Wel, os mae'n uchelgeisiol, os mae eisiau chwarae dros y ffin, fel dwi wedi sôn yn barod, heno ydy'r noson. Ac o Leo chydig bach yn amffodus oherwydd oedd y gêm I fod I gael ei chwarae yng Caernarfon, gafodd ei chwarae llynedd yn ystod y pandemig. Oedd Leo ar ei ora bron iawn yn rheoli gemau I Caernarfon, dwi'n meddwl, y bryd yna. A sa fod I dechrau, felly mae wedi gorfod disgwyl yn amyneddgar am y cyfle. Aeron Edwards ddim yn chwarae, Chris Venables ddim yn rhan o'r garfan bellach. Felly heno di'r noson I rywun fel Leo, serenu yng nghanol y cae na ardal bwysig iawn yn y gêm heno.
Ie, mae'n gyfle enfawr iddyn nhw. Mae'n noson fawr I Loegr hefyd yn enwedig ar ôl y golled dromna ar yr ofal flwyddyn diwetha. Mae rheolwr nhw, Paul Fairclough, di fod yn siarad y Bryn hefyd.
Paul, thank you for joining us. What do you expect tonight?
I expect a really tough game. For sure, difficult against difficult opposition, against great opposition. So it's going to be a real test for us.
Last year, 4-0 to Wales. Is it payback time?
It's not something I use about payback. I mean, I'd like to catch up on sleep. I've not slept since the day we got beat 4-0. It's been on my mind for a long time. It hurt me, that, and there's only one survivor from that squad who played in that game. So, no, it's not a case of payback. I mean, look, I've got every respect for Mark and his boys. I mean, and Welsh football, since we've been involved, I've been involved with this for 22 years, and I've noticed that Welsh football's improving every year on year on year on. And, this is going to be a good technical game of football. Two sides. We've got a nice young side. And Wales, I know they've got a few lads who played last season. So, no, it's going to be a great night.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Diddorol iawn clywed sylwadau Paul Fairclough. Fel mae wedi gweud, mae wedi bod yn glwm o'r tîm dros 20 mlynedd yn canmol tîm Cymru. Mae wedi cael gemau gwych cystadleuol dros ben dros y blynyddoedd diwetha. A dyma ni yn Altrincham. Ger Manceinion yn y glaw. Pwy fydda le byddai'n glawio y Manceinion? Ni ddim yn poeni am hynny, achos mae'n dipyn o lwyfan fan hyn. I'r ddau tîm, cofiwch, tîm Lloegr yn chwaraewyr o'r Gyngrair Genedlaethol yn Lloegr. A Gyngrair, mae tîm o Gymru yn ei rheoli ar hyn o bryd. A ni draw y tîm sylwebu, felly yn Saesneg heno, mae Owain Tudur Jones di ymuno gyda Nick Parry, ac yn Gymraeg, Bryn Thomas yn arwain chi drwy'r gêm. Yng nghwmni y birthday boy ei hun. Nid yn unig mae'n noson fawr, ond mae'n benblwydd ar Malcolm Allen.
Thank you, Dylan. Welcome, everybody. It's Wales against England, and that is always big. Wales couldn't do it in the rugby. Here's their chance to do it in the football, and they come here on the crest of a 4-0 win 12 months ago, and England are frankly looking for revenge. And we'll pause for the national anthems. It's not the evening when you want to be standing singing the anthem. It is torrential rain here at Altrincham, but we're good to go. England C to face Cymru C. And the contrast between the two sides couldn't be greater. All change for England. Only Joe Sparrow played in the corresponding game last year, and that was as a substitute. In the visiting side, 7 of this team started that game. 2 others came on as substitutes. It's a debut this evening for Ryan Sears and for Sam Jones up front.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how England C line up, Nick, with the 4 at the back. That's what we expect. Cordner, the captain, big and strong. Richardson alongside him. Plenty of size in the attacking 3. Nuttall, Aqua and Sparrow, the combinations that they'll have should be a problem for this side. Mark Jones decided on 3 at the back, with Sears coming in from the last fixture last year, and that midfield 3, Green, Smith and Price, crucial. We expect Smith to play a little bit closer to McLagan and Jones up top. Look out for Jones's pace. Yeah, big night for this man, Leo Smith. Huge night. Aeron Edwards, Chris Venables, really experienced campaigners in the Cymru Premier. Not in this side tonight, so it's time for Leo to step up. Can he be influential, get on the ball as much as possible? And here we have de Havilland, really lively player, technically very good with both feet, likes to make things tick. It's going to be an interesting, crucial battle in the middle of that pack.
And referee Callum Scott from Scotland to complete the international flavour here at Altrincham. Well, it's a new experience for all of those bar one. There was rain, torrential rain at the Oval in the last game, as Tom Price urges Wales to repeat what they achieved then. This comes but once a year. We're good to go. And straight away England aim for the huge Nuttall up front. And Wales have a strong record in the last 4 games between these two sides. And an early flag.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see Nuttall against Emlyn Lewis at the back. The physicality, Emlyn thrives on that. He is going to be a handful, Nuttall. This man, Mark Jones, so much experience, he'll be fully aware of the dangers that England have. And yeah, brilliant result last year, but that's in the past now, Nick. It's going to be a different evening tonight. You've got to earn the respect. Can't happen again, surely.
Says he, full of expectancy. And in this weather, on this pitch, there was a suggestion from Mark Jones that it might be Route 1 football, old school football as he put it. Sam Jones, his debut, formerly of Barry, now of Met, of course, and the experienced Kane Owen, who's done this so often for Penabont. And Emlyn Lewis, the skipper, the giant, has moved up, looking for the service, not quite good enough. McLagan is the target. McLagan does really well to keep that alive, and again, and he's fouled on the edge of the box, and that was determined play from Kane McLagan.
Yeah, good movement by McLagan. He's going to want to put his authority on this game, obviously not playing the Cymru Premier, but we see here just using his thigh just to move the ball from one side to the next, almost luring the foul. Harper, just a high foot, there wasn't much contact. he'll be disappointed with that one, but what an opportunity early on in this game. I think Leo Smith can stand over it as much as he wants. He won't be taking this. I fully expect Kano and the left wing back to strike with his left foot.
Well, there's no draft excluder in the English wall. Smith. Owen fires! Well saved, it has to be said, by Sam Hughes.
That's a brilliant save. I'm not sure how much he knew about it, but it was just about keeping it out. And he had a clear line of sight. It was a big wall. Kano knew that. He couldn't go over them, so he's just gone full power, goalkeeper side, stood firm, by hook or by crook. He kept it out. Brilliant save.
Falls to Owen again. And he'll be at the source of everything by way of the set pieces. A chance for Lundstrom to clear. And it's the right back, Gus Scott Morris, who's down. But as you said, Owen, that free kick from Kano, and he caught it well, didn't he?
Yeah, he struck it. He's got such a good left foot. You know, whether it's taking corners, whether he's striking for goal, he can be a really influential player from left wing back. Just having a chat with the rest of his teammates there. That would have been very nice to score so early on. I think psychologically more than anything, Nick, you mentioned there's only one that started last year, but still England will know about last year's result. We see the strike here. He couldn't strike it any better. The goalkeeper would be very disappointed if he didn't keep this one out, but there was so much power on it, especially in this weather. Just see here, he lines it up. There's a clear line of sight. Some would say he was lucky. He wouldn't be fully aware where it was going to go, but it's the keeper's job. Make sure it doesn't strike the back of the net.
Yep, if he intended for that to be not only saved but palmed away, as these keepers are urged to do, not to beat it back into the oncoming players, well, he did really well. And they are going to get a soaking, aren't they? The Southend player, 25-year-old Scott Moore, looks to be okay. And that's what the keeper had to face as well, it has to be said. A skidding ball that came through the bodies. Where are these 3G pitches when you need them? And there's little doubt this pitch will cut up. Let's just hope we haven't got the Rotherham groundsman in charge, as the Cardiff supporters are still seething about that decision on Saturday to postpone that game. Unplayable because of the rain, of course, at Rotherham. Hughes. Lewis leaves it at the behest of Danny Davis.
You don't want the weather to ruin the match. It is unfortunate. It seems every time this game comes around, this man's either getting soaked or he's full of snow. I think the first fixture, a few years ago, down at Barry, so much snow. The second year up at Salford, loads of rain. There was floods for a couple of days. The game was in doubt. Last year in Caernarfon, lots of rain as well. So there's something about this fixture. Mark Jones, the message will be clear. You have to be good in these games technically. You have to play the game, be good as a unit. But that tenacity, that desire to win a game in these conditions.
Kano in. Jones. Cleared by Harper. Good run by Jones. And he and Kano understood each other. One saw the run, the other able to make the pass.
Yeah, an opportunity for another long throw here now. This man will be making the journey up. But Sam Jones's pace is going to be really important. He needs a couple of early touches just to settle into the game. If he's at his best, as he's been for most of this season, he will cause problems.
Davis aiming for Lewis, and Hughes, who's had a good start, good confident start from the Wealdstone keeper. I don't think anybody's going to fancy a pass back on this surface. And Kenton Richardson fires it up, lands at the feet of Lundstrom. Wales again working hard, pressing, making it difficult for England to get out of their own half. Nicked by Davis. That wasn't quite accurate enough. Good run by Clayton Green, but the ball suddenly upfield towards Aqua. And that's perhaps an apt name on an evening like this.
Yeah, good play there by Clayton Green. Expect nothing less from this man. Just spoke about tenacity, desire to win. There's a reason why Mark Jones depends on this man every single season, because he knows exactly what he's going to bring to the table. He's got a big part to play this evening.
Again, pressure on Booty. There was Jones, there was Leo Smith, forcing the pass all the way back to the keeper. And still the rain pours down here at this old-fashioned stadium. An old-fashioned but a good community club. And they're delighted to have the opportunity of hosting this event. And at the moment, there's a lack of cohesion about everything that England do, but much of that is due to the hard work of the Welsh players, who really have started on the front foot.
Yeah, and also good shape behind the ball. There's going to be times where England control possession. You can see what they like to do. They like to build up from the back, even in these conditions. And I think last year's result is so important, psychologically more than anything, for both sides, in terms of Wales not feeling inferior to England. They know they won't see as much of the ball. Sometimes in these games, it's what you do when you get the ball. Just allowing both centre-halves to have it. They seem to be the spare men at the moment. They can pass it between each other as much as they like. You can see that McLagan and Sam Jones are not getting near them.
That's a good ball. Nice touch as well. And Ramsey, I was about to say how well Ramsey did to read the play. He saw the danger, but he let it slip, and that's an indication of how difficult it is. Under pressure from Sparrow.
I'm not sure if he just had a doubt whether he was going to slide out of the box, maybe, with his hands on it, so he's released it, possibly. Obviously, potentially a mistake there, but ended up getting away with it.
Sparrow again. And isn't it strange? He's been anonymous so far, and suddenly half an opportunity and his confidence is up. And England, they're going to have their moments, there's no doubt about that. Every one of these players play in the National League. Sparrow again in midfield alongside his captain. Good determined play there by Leo Smith. And this ball is moving quickly on the surface, and the potential for mistakes, well, that's obvious. Collected by de Havilland, who's sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right, always available. Sparrow again, back towards Richardson. A hint that England might be settling. Well, that was a late challenge.
Yeah, again, good shape, good organisation by Wales, and you see the turnover is so quick to being a positive one. Kay McLagan probably a couple of inches away from picking that ball up and running at the England defence, who at times will feel it's comfortable. So if you can win that ball back and counter-attack quickly, you can really put them on the back foot. But it seems to be interesting at times. Emlyn Lewis at the back three for Wales, the captain. He seems to be stepping into the middle of the park, seems to be following Sparrow especially. He's obviously a player that they've targeted. They don't want in any sort of any sort of space and having time to turn and influence the play.
Ramsey, the Bala keeper, a long one looking for Lewis, who does really well to find McLagan. That was a measured header. He didn't just win it, he knew where he wanted to aim it, and he succeeded. Sears back towards Ramsey. McLagan can't go for that, but Clayton Green can. Important header out. Howes again. Jones looks for McLagan. The protests are ignored. Lewis has to read this carefully. Helping him is Sears, and between them, rather roughly, they get the ball away, but only as far as Harper. Determined play again by Wales. They're forcing them back, aren't they?
I'd just like to see a little bit more composure. I know it's difficult in this weather. You don't want to make a mistake and try and take a touch when you shouldn't. But at times, when we see Emlyn Lewis just following him up into the middle of the park again, it's really interesting the fact Wales are playing with 3 at the back, so 1 centre-half can be released. Emlyn Lewis is probably not the one that you would expect to find in that position. He's staying on him. They're going man for man.
And Kenton Richardson's been hobbling around for some time, and he's been kept busy, the Gateshead player. Well, some people we know in the stand, including on the left there, Hugh Griffiths, Craig Harrison here as well, and it's Mark Jones's son there to complete the trio, and all smiles. And Hugh Griffiths losing his job, of course, as the Wales players huddle for a word of advice from their manager, Greg Strong, ex-Rill manager there in the middle. And they mentioned to me before the game there might be as many as 150 scouts here. It's the kind of game where the scouts, Owain, are going to come for a sniff and a look.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Plenty of them. What an opportunity for the players. Spoke before the game with Dylan in the Welsh language, Nick, saying that the 3 times that this fixture has been played over the last few years with Mark Jones as the Wales C manager, 3 players have had the opportunity to turn professional. Conor Rawlinson in the first game, now at Notts County.
And Robbie Savage as well. They're all here. And the important people involved with Welsh football attracted to Robbie Savage. They want to be seen with him. They want their picture with him. It's good to see him here.
Yeah, spoke about Conor Rawlinson there. Turned professional in the second year. Adam Rostrell turned professional, had an opportunity. Last year, Will Evans. Now with Newport, obviously these England players slightly different. They'll have aspirations, of course, to go into the Football League. Maybe with their clubs from the National League, or be signed up. Slightly different for the Wales players. Less opportunity, less eyeballs, and that's why tonight is so important for them.
Kenton Richardson returns. As striker Joe Nuttall just waits, as they do. The Oldham player, formerly of Aberdeen, just waiting for the opportunity. That's a poor kick straight towards McLagan. Tom Price out towards Davis. Davis looks for McLagan, who's working hard, and Harper's not going to risk letting that go all the way. It might not arrive. Aqua.
Excellent play by Danny Davis there, because as soon as that bounces on this surface, Wales are in trouble. There's a bit of luck with this ball, but it's a good area. Emlyn Lewis gets done in behind, and then he'll be so grateful for the pace of his partner, Danny Davis, who we usually see on the right-hand side, but he's so adaptable, he's so quick. Just on the left side of the 3 at the back there. Brilliant cover play. So important. (16-17 minutes played).
Still no goals, but a positive, promising start by the Cymru C side. And look where Lewis is again. Sparrow up towards Aqua again. And on his bike was Nuttall, but on this surface even he wasn't going to catch that one. It makes you wonder why they might not look for the parts of the stage that are covered by a roof. There was a talk that there might be 1,500 or so here. That's hardly the case. But it's the kind of stadium that generates a nice footballing atmosphere, knowledgeable people, a knowledgeable crowd. Ball lands at the feet of Lundstrom. And look at the tenacity of the Welsh players again. And England are clearly going to have to fight for everything here. Ramsey waits. Rushing in was Aqua. And Ramsey, well, if he was caught in two minds, he got away with it.
Not the worst of balls. Not sure if Ramsey just lost the flight of the ball. Might be doing him a disservice. He might have been fully aware of what was around him, or that there was no England player lurking at the back post. Just a little spell of decent possession now by England, slowly pushing Wales back.
Richardson pings it out. Kane Owen battles. England have it again with Sparrow. Sparrow to Booty. Harper. And once again, this time it's Ryan Sears. Wales putting their bodies to stop the flight of the ball. That's a clever little ball in. They have to clear this. There's a shout, a strong shout for a penalty. And suddenly England have their tails up. Booty. Slick play, good response from Wales, and the ball is with Leo Smith. And Leo Smith in the end plays well, plays cleverly there and wins the free kick.
Yeah, much needed. Really good play by Leo Smith there, just to take the pressure off the side. They were getting pushed back. That's a potential penalty, that. Emily Lewis has slid in, whether he's had a little trip. You just see here, he's almost stretching to head the ball. I'm not quite sure what he was doing, but it could easily have been given as an England penalty.
Now then, Alex Ramsey has stayed down. And
everyone's limping.
Everybody's suffering. Kenton Richardson has tried to carry on, but his game is at the end. And coming on instead of him is Jesse Deborah. Now, Wales do have a very competent replacement, Connor Roberts, if required.
Yeah, we just see this cross coming in towards Ramsey. Again, I'm not sure if he knew exactly what was happening behind him. Just gets caught. I think it's a conscious decision to leave it go. You know, the arms didn't go above his head. So I'm going to say Ramsey knew exactly what he was doing there. Knew that there was no England player towards the back post. Seems to be moving okay now as well.
He's fit enough to strike a good ball. No foul there. Play on, says the Scottish referee. Jones. Interception not quite good enough. McLagan, he'd rather be in the box, but he does well there to win a corner. 2 against him, and he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, good once again by McLagan. Hasn't had too many opportunities so far, but everything he's done is tidy. He's causing problems. He's making the England C defenders aware of his presence. It's an opportunity for the big boys to come in once again. But again, the theme of the game at the moment is one of the England centre-halves. They're going man for man, and Sears there pushing up.
Kane Owen with another corner for Cymru C. On the line, McLagan and Jones. That's a teasing one, but it lands on the roof of the goal, and it remains midway through the first half. Scoreless, and of course the big one, Croatia against Wales. The Euro qualifiers begin Saturday, and it's live on S4C. Our service begins at 7:15 on Saturday night. And aren't they nervous days? Aren't we watching the latest developments, squad announcements? Wayne Hennessy off home today. More about that as England press. Good work again by Clayton Green. And how many Welsh players have we already mentioned closing down, crashing in on any attempt by England to put the ball into the danger area?
Yeah, at the moment it is it's defensive work, isn't it? But this is crucial, stopping crosses. It looks like a simple thing that Clayton Green has done there, but it just stops any possible phases of play, decent attacks, stops it at source. Wales can get their shape back. They are just getting pushed further and further back, and we can see Leo Smith just trying to force the issue now, just trying to step up 10, 15 yards, just to take the pressure off the back line.
Lewis. Again, the tenacity of Green, and England are forced back, and look at Green still going. Howes. Oh, Green did superbly. He couldn't have done more, but the referee feels he's done just that little bit too much.
Yeah, I'll tell you what Clayton Green is. He's annoying. If you played against him, he is a pest. You can see him here. It is a foul. The goalkeeper doesn't really shout or scream. It's a late one, but the ball was there to be won, and he knew if he got his foot on the end of that one, that was in the net. Well, there'd be a very good chance.
And how's the keeper, in fairness, looked as if he was saying to himself, I nearly deserved that. I should have been a bit more assertive. Good header by Lewis. Falls to Davis. Back to the other Davis. McLagan went in there. He makes the claim. Play goes on, chased by Leo Smith, and this is a good response from Wales, actually, to a good spell by England.
Yeah, and I think Leo Smith has been crucial in that, in the fact it looks as if he's the one. We just see here a little bump by McLagan as he's lying there thinking, am I going to get a free kick? Someone lands on his back. He's thinking, if I'm not getting a free kick for that, what will I get one? But yeah, certainly good pressure. Leo Smith at the heart of good closing down there.
Davis aims for Lewis. That came off the head of Aqua. Sears collects a little bit too hard, and it's the long haul back for the Welsh skipper Emlyn Lewis, and they're falling like pins here. And that's defender Harper. Kenton Richardson has already left to be replaced by Debris, and the England manager, 73 years old now, is beginning to run out of subs. And what's 73 when you hear about Roy Hodgson? 75, back in the game today, appointed as the new manager of Crystal Palace. And Owen Jones resists the temptation.
Just enjoy retirement, Roy. Have a holiday.
Yeah. Well, he said he wasn't coming back after he failed to keep Watford up. Now then. Ball was lost there by Kane Owen. And Lundstrom had gone too early. Wales a little bit lucky there, but they've been disciplined. They haven't made that many mistakes.
Yeah, it's just in possession. And again, I'm repeating myself, the conditions are playing their part. You have to be sensible. There's no point taking any silly risks. But there will be times where you have to play. And I just sense at the moment everything's rushed by Wales. Whenever they win possession back, it's getting turned over a little bit too soon, a little bit too quickly, which means England will just build up a little bit of steam and gain confidence.
There we are, Altrincham. A truly traditional stadium. And the original name, of course, Moss Lane. And there's a reason for that. It's situated in Moss Lane. Jones beaten. Now it falls to Smith. Smith battles hard, does well. It was Clayton Green there trying to add weight to his presence. But in the end, all the way back by Sears. Ramsey, who looks to have recovered from the knock that he had. Well won by Kane Owen. And every ball back to the keeper will be challenged in these conditions. Lewis, good spell again from Wales, but that was aimless. Harper, early knock for him. McLagan, and McLagan is the first player from the second tier to be chosen to represent Cymru C. To his credit, he's still banging in the goals for Barry, and if anybody deserves the call above his station, if I can put it that in footballing terms, it is Kane McLagan. 24 games, 25 goals for Barry.
You know exactly what you're going to get, don't you?
Goals.
It's goals. Intelligent play, picking up good positions. There's a reason why this man picks him in the squad and then sticks him in the 11. He can rely on him every time. He
might lose his place, though. Barry aren't missing him this evening. They're playing at Goitre United, and they're already 2 up. 2 goals without Kane McLagan. As we approach the half-hour mark, and Wales, Owain, they'll be satisfied?
Yeah, more than satisfied. I think they're keeping the discipline, keeping their shape very well, restricting England. I mean, we've seen there's a free kick in the middle of the park there, a little bit unnecessary by Clayton Green. But at the moment, there's been a couple of crosses, slightly dangerous, and England have been restricted to shots from distance. There's been 3 shots, a couple of them blocked. That's absolutely fine. Obviously, one of them could be stuck in the top corner, but if you're restricting England to shots from 30 yards, that means your defensive shape is spot on.
Scott Morris, good cross in, and Ramsey has stayed down, but the crosses, when they are delivered, they're fine crosses, aren't they?
That was a dangerous cross, and as soon as you lose the first ball, it's flicked on by an England player, and you see Deborah towards the back post. I think it's an accident, but I think it's his studs just caught on Ramsey.
Yeah.
You just see
it's almost a back heel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, hopefully he hasn't twisted his left knee as we see the contact. He comes down on it. It can be quite a nasty one, that. He can have a little tweak of the medial ligament on his left knee. Hopefully it's not too bad.
He's been in the wars, hasn't he, this evening? Well, there is a rumour, possibly in all likelihood more than a rumour, that there'll be a change of goalkeeper at half-time in any event, with Connor Roberts being given the opportunity to play the second half, as we see Christian Edwards back involved with Met Cardiff, giving words of advice, and this gives us an opportunity to talk about a special preview show with Owain Tudur-Jones, Iwan Roberts, interviews from Croatia, all in the build-up to the big one on Saturday on S4C at 10 o'clock on Friday night. International Sgorio, Sgorio rhyngwladol. And he goes again, third time. It looks as if the rain has eased. It really hasn't. It's not torrential, but it's still raining heavily. And those patches, perhaps an indicator of what the players might face in the second half as we enter the last 15 minutes of the first half. A little bit untidy by Kane Owen. Good play by Clayton Green, who's worked really, really hard. Scott Morris with him. Green gets a good cross in. Substitute clears, and it lands rather fortunately for de Havilland. And de Havilland looks for Nuttall. Sears, well, he was going to test Ramsey's fitness there. And Debris. Well closed down again.
Yeah, good play by Sam Jones there. That energy hasn't really been in the game from an attacking point of view, but he's got an important role to play. Himself and McLagan up top, almost like split strikers. That's why the centre-halves having plenty of the ball. What McLagan and Sam Jones are trying to do is to stop the England full-backs receiving good possession, so they block them off. But yeah, really good plays. He's done well out of possession so far.
And it shouldn't be underestimated. This is hard work for these players in these conditions.
You see it again, a good example there of the strikers.
That's a foul by Miles Davis. Referee allows the play to continue, and there's a scream from Ramsey to Kane Owen, let it go. And let's see if the referee is going to do anything about that foul. Is he going to want a word? No more than a word.
Yeah, you see Miles Davis, it is a late one. Slightly fortunate that there is no yellow card. As soon as you show the studs, there's potential to be in a little bit of trouble. Just not sure if Wales have gone into a back four, whether it's just for this goal kick at the moment. Miles Davis slightly more centre of the park position. It looks at the moment anyway that Sears, Lewis, Andy Davis and Kane Owen are a back four. Obviously Mark Jones unhappy with something.
10 minutes to the interval. Loose ball. Lundstrom. It's a good chance to put that in. That could land at the feet of anybody, and Clayton Green is the one who clears. That was good work by Sparrow. Jones has done really well there. McLagan finds Jones. Jones is going to have to go in alone, I think. He looks for McLagan, and you just feel that Jones should have gone himself, and he seems to be acknowledging something.
We've spoken often about this being a big night for some players. So if you want to show these scouts, if you have aspirations of playing professionally, we see this chance by England first. Before I carry on, a dangerous cross, well dealt with. It was a dangerous one. You were right, Nick. It could have gone anywhere. But then the breakaway, the combination between these two, they're brave. They're not the biggest. Sam Jones has to go by himself. McLagan's run, if anything, it should have taken away another defender as opposed to looking for the pass. Sam Jones should be thinking of nothing other than get a shot away. And he's tried to be a little bit clever, tried to play his partner in. I've got no problem with that usually, but on this night at 0-0 against England, if you want to be the star man, go for goal. Good touch.
Nice take from Jones out towards Smith, back towards Owens. Good cross in.
Yeah, Clayton Green, what he does there is he makes a bad ball. I don't think Kane Owen is looking for him there, but he makes an average ball a good ball. Tom Price in the middle of the park. He's also got an important role to play. Maybe not the most obvious of roles. We won't mention him too much. Just see here, a lovely touch by Sam Jones. He's not fazed by that missed opportunity with that pass towards McLagan. Lovely touch.
Owen doesn't quite get the length as a push in any event. Well, Mark Jones, he's won one, he's drawn one, he's lost one as manager. And the experienced Fairclough, who managed at Stevenage when Malcolm Allen was at Stevenage. They know each other well. And if I'm right, I think that the England manager's wife is the sister to the wife of Dexy's singer. Still younger than Roy Hodgson. Sears.
Sorry, Nick. We see Mal Davis in that position. I'm pretty sure there has been a slight change. It seems to be a back four, followed by a midfield three of Mal Davis, Tom Price and Leo Smith at the moment, but usually that'll be Clayton Green. Snuffing them out at the moment. Again, I think Wales, there's still improvement to be made in possession, but as soon as you have those moments, those counter-attacks, and you utilise the pace of McLagan and Sam Jones, keep England honest, keep them thinking about the possible threat.
And Paul Fairclough will know. I think that Wales have probably had the best of this first half.
I think it's one of those, if you ask either manager, both will think that their side have controlled it. I think there's a way, and what we've seen through Wales is maybe, or Cymru have maybe controlled the game out of possession, where England will feel, well, we've had loads of the ball, so we feel pretty comfortable. It's a very even game so far. It's not going to be a 4-0, I don't think, Nick.
Is it what you expected, Owen?
It is, but honestly, last year's result plays a massive part, because I spoke earlier about the inferiority complex maybe Cymru sometimes have against England, and England usually have that arrogance. They dismiss Wales, but on the back of a 4-0 defeat, you can't dismiss them. We see a foul here, not much in it.
Nope. Jesse Deborah, the substitute, gives Wales an opportunity. And Emlyn Lewis has a word. He knows what he would like Miles Davis to do. Ball is aimed towards him. Good ball. And that could have resulted in a corner, but the header fell kindly for Sam Howes, and Howes releases Lundstrom. 5 minutes to half-time to Haviland. To Haviland inside to Cordner. It's a good searching ball, looking for Sparrow.
Yeah, it might be a good ball on a dry day.
Yeah, not today. And we've seen more than one of those, haven't we? Just skids away, doesn't it?
But I don't mind the idea, actually, because what Cymru will like, and the likes of Kane Owen on the left-hand side of the defence, they want everything in front of them. So if England are keeping possession and Cymru are facing almost their attacking goal, more than comfortable. So that ball in behind, just occasionally, just makes you think, oh, what's coming next? It might provide space for the likes of Sparrow as the game goes on.
Yep, and I think it's the attacking presence of Sparrow that has caused Wales to revert to a back four. It was a confident header by de Havilland to the keeper, and the keeper did well to release that quickly to Scott Morris. Scott Morris now collects, passes forward towards Lundstrom. There's a good understanding between those two down the right-hand side. Most of the danger from England has come down that right side. Harper aimed. In the last 5 minutes, both sides will know that this would be an ideal time to open the scoring. Harper. Again. At times, Wales just a little bit too tenacious.
Yeah, slightly unnecessary one by the captain, Emlyn Lewis there. We know how impressive he is when he likes to get tight. As soon as a player feels that contact just on his calf, I think. But down he went late on in the first half, conceding these set pieces.
And de Havilland, the kind of player you would want to put the ball in from this area. Big defenders have joined the forward. That's a good ball in, well defended, still defending to be done, and in the end it's Leo Smith who's back assisting and does very, very well to aim that into the path of Miles Davis. It took two men to stop him. The throw goes Wales' way.
Yeah, good play by Miles Davis there, winning the throw. But before that, Leo Smith, just that extra couple of touches. You know, the easy option there was just to clear. There was nobody up top. You would have been given possession away. He backs himself in that position to be brave, take a couple of extra touches, and then wait for that pass. Good play.
In it comes from Price. Price looking for Jones, and not for the first time. The back defensive header lands safely in the hands of Sam Hughes. There will be some added time. We've had 2 or 3 breaks for treatment, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, as the rain continues to fall here at Altrincham. Harper, Sparrow, corner. Wales keep their shape. Searching ball, looking for Booty. Again the ball into the box, and that's gone over the head of Lewis. Unfortunately there was nobody behind him, and Miles Davis can clear.
Yeah, dangerous cross. I'm not sure if it was Lewis who actually got the slightest of touches or whether it was an attacking player. Could have caused chaos in the box. Before that, honestly, the Cymru, the shape is so disciplined, so good. To think they've only had probably 2 training sessions, you know, speaks volumes of the intelligence of these players to be aware of the good movement by England players.
Clayton Green frustrated. England take the kick quickly, and you just sense there's a little bit of spice coming into this game, and the longer it goes on and the longer it rains and the more difficult the conditions become, it's perhaps a mistake that will be the difference. 5 minutes of added time because of those injuries. Firstly to Kenton Richardson, ball with McLagan. McLagan thinks of going himself, was caught in 2 minds. The danger still there. Ball aimed towards Jones. Again, Howes does very, very well on his line. And England want to, Wales, Cymru want to keep the pressure on. But that again was a fine chance. That's handball by Tom Price. But perhaps the best chance of the first half.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Good play by Sears. McLagan here holding on. He's aware he has to use quick feet, and then dangerous cross, and Sam Jones, he goes with his right foot. I think the textbook might say go with your left, but he's obviously more comfortable. He sorts his footwork out and he makes good contact on it, so correct decision. I know strikers will judge and think he should score, but I think, you know, on the stretch, he's done all he can there. Good save.
Green. Davis. Good ball. And again, the strike from Green. But there was a confidence about the pass from Davis to Green there.
I actually saw them warming up before the game, and Davis, who is right-footed, he's more comfortable on the right-hand side. He was just practicing that pass. And I was thinking he's going with loads of power. So almost to break lines. It was obviously something that he felt he had to work on, but obviously you can see why he'd been working on it before the match. Good ball.
Yep. And of course, you have to have faith that your recipient has the technique to control that pass as well, and that happened. We've seen good things from Cymru in this first half. We've seen enough particularly down the right-hand side from England, to show that they, of course, pose a danger. Courtner, rather. Up towards Aqua. Debra again. Decides to go it alone again. Blocked. Determined block. Lewis then.
It's almost always Lewis that blocks as well. That ball's like a magnet to him. We expect nothing less. You know, some defenders just have a knack of being in the right place at the right time. Good luck getting the shot past him.
Courtner, captain. And again the cross from the right, and Davis plays safe.
He had to deal with it. Wasn't sure what was behind him, but for the first time the England centre halves have sussed, right, if they're allowing us this much space, why not step in and make the extra man? They haven't done it often at all in the first half, but Corder decided to do it that time. That led to the dangerous cross again. Good play by Davis. Sometimes you just have to head clear. I know you've conceded a corner, but trust that as a unit, are you good enough now to keep your concentration in this crucial period to defend this set piece?
To Haviland to take the kick. And that comes off the chest of Nuttall.
Yeah, good delivery. It's always a concern when it's an opposing player from a Cymru perspective that gets the touch, because it's not on his head, it's sort of hip height. You know, they won't be too disappointed, the Cymru defenders, but they think, oh, it should be us reacting, or it should be us making sure that that doesn't happen. There should be a man maybe in that near post hole to clear before it gets to Nuttall.
Into the last of the 5 added minutes. And Clayton Green has emphasised what Owain Tudur-Jones was talking about. He has been a nuisance. He's been a pest. He's everywhere, underneath the nose of every player who's trying to do his job. And once again, perhaps the star of the first half. Sam Howes clears up towards Lewis. McLagan. Good play by Bucci. Satisfactory half, Owain?
Yeah, definitely. I think we can get overexcited with last year's result, but this is obviously, it's an away game from a Cymru perspective.
Oh, that's a mistake. Good save by Ramsey. Great save. And again, is he going to get it at the third attempt? He is. And it's de Haviland in the last seconds of added time at the end of the first half who puts England ahead despite the heroics of Alex Ramsey. The mistake was one that Wales would pay dearly for, and England have the lead.
Yeah, concentration levels, that's all it is. It's Price who plays the blind pass, and that's what leads to this moment. It's just that one second of a lack of concentration. Price plays that. It's a good save by Ramsey, who does well. Then it's a good block. If anything, it's a fortunate one then. Who's first to react? It is Price. But then it's clever play by Sparrow. He almost knows what Price is going to do before Price knows what he's going to do. And he pounces. And then, unfortunately, Cymru can't quite get enough bodies between the ball and the goal. They don't deserve that. Cymru, they defended ever so well. We'll just see it here from this angle. What a disappointment.
Well, we mentioned the word mistake, didn't we? It was a night when a mistake might cost, and at the end of the first half it has cost Wales. Ryan de Haviland puts the home side ahead, probably more than England deserved. Both sides have worked hard, both sides have half created, half threatened, but in the end it was a mistake by Wales's Tom Price, and despite every effort by Alex Ramsey, the score at the interval is England C1, Cymru C 0.
Reit ar y diwedd, yn greulon o ran Cymru, a mae angen canmol Lloegr hefyd wedi bod am bwysau yn y gêm yna. Mwy o bêl-drod byw. Mae yna wledd, dyn ni, wythnos yma ar eich cyfer chi. Nôl yng Ngheiccona, maen nhw'n cwrdd â Dre Newydd, Cymru Premier, JD, honna i ddod nos Wener ar noswyl, gêm gyntaf Cymru yn yr ymgyrch i gyrraedd Euro 2024 ac ar drothwy'r cyfan mae Sian David i fod yn siarad gyda cyn-gapten Cymru, Ashley Williams.
Ashley Williams, it's been a while. It's been just over 2 years since Sgorio last caught up with you. We were in Stockport. That was actually one of my first official interviews with Sgorio. So how have you been? Have you had a good 2 years?
Good, yeah. It's gone fast. That didn't feel like 2 years ago.
Whenever I turn on my TV, you're usually on it.
See, this is the thing. People say you're always on the telly, and I'm like, I'm really not. I probably do 3 days a month or something, but I seem to be on everyone's TV a lot. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the media work and the next part of my life and a new career, and trying to learn all that goes with that.
This Euro 2024 qualifying campaign is just around the corner. It's mad how quickly it's come around. How are you feeling about this Wales team right now? Because it's fair to say a lot of changes happened recently.
Unsure would be the word, I suppose. It's like we're very good. I know we're good. We've lost a few players, you know, some of the older players, which was always going to happen. So we're in a bit of a transitional period. I think we didn't have a good World Cup on the whole, but we did make it there, and that was a good experience. We've got a very talented crop of players, and I think it's, you know, I hope that they feel like it's their time now.
A new chapter, Ash, including a new captain. And Ramsey, he was your captain at Wales. Do you think it would be special to see him back as Wales captain?
The interesting thing about Aeron now is he's played with all of us, and he's played with Gaz always, and now he's not playing with Gaz. So it's kind of now on him. He's a talisman that's going to go and achieve something or not. It'll be interesting to see how he handles that pressure, and I think that he's looking forward to it. I think he'll thrive on that. He always comes up big in big games, but he comes with his name, for starters. He's Aaron Ramsey, and well, he's seen and done it all. And I think he'll be looking forward to just trying to carry this team on his back, not on his own, but without Gaz, who he's been. Those two were so close together the whole journey. One of them's gone now, and it's left to Aaron to try and, you know, drive this team forward and qualify.
One name on everyone's lips right now is Brennan Johnson. He's the third highest scoring player aged 21 or under in the Premier League, behind Martinelli and Saka at Arsenal. I'm always cautious. You never want to put too much pressure on young players, but when you see a stat like that, you can't help but get excited, can you? No,
he's a wonderful talent. He's a good player, and I think once we started to see him, because I didn't know too much about him, but when I seen him in a Welsh shirt, I was like, OK, this one's a bit different. This is a good one. He looks the real deal. He'll have to be big for us. You know, he's having a wonderful season at Forest. He can't come off the bench when Gaz gets tired. It pressures on a little bit, and you have to deal and manage with that. In terms of him and his quality, I don't doubt it at all. It's more mentality. I don't know him well enough to know his mentality. He seems like he's getting the job done at Forest in the Premier League, which is week in, week out, massive games. So, you know, I'm sure he'll be looking forward to it, and I'm sure he'll play a bigger part in this campaign than he did before.
Looking ahead, Ashley, I remember I read one of your columns following the World Cup saying...
Did you read the columns?
I did. I read them all the time.
It might have just been
I read all your... One thing you said was that Wales really need an identity going forward after the World Cup. What do you think that new identity looks like?
Rob Page has to stamp that himself, because I just had a feeling that we was riding the last wave a little bit, and I'm not sure if it fit this group. It's for the players and Rob Page and his staff to create one. I don't know what that is. It's, you know, it's whatever he wants it to be. It's a perfect opportunity for now, and I'm sure Rob Page is saying the same thing. As good as Gaz is, Gaz isn't there. I know Aeron is and Ben is and people, but you can work with them, and then you've got all these fresh faces that you can say, this is the way when Wales play and turn up on match day. It looks like this. This is what we want. And you can keep going with that. And as a player, it always helps to have an identity, because you can, in tough times, you can fall back on that. Fans can buy into it. Everyone knows what they're getting on a match day.
We've got the tricky task of going away to Croatia first, World Cup semi-finalists. There's never going to be a good time to play them. is there, but what do you think we need out of these first 2 games?
There's no getting around the fact that that's one of the most difficult games to play ever. I think that even though they're getting on a little bit in age-wise, they just look like they can go forever, the world-class players they've got. So let's not expect too much from that first game. Let's be realistic about it. We don't want to get off to a lose. But if that happens, so what? Let's just bounce back. You know, I think from these 2 games, if we could get a draw and then win, then we'll be sitting here a lot happier about it, and I'd be thinking positive, and we've got some momentum. Because in the campaigns, what I've learned is the momentum's such a big thing. It's such a difficult game to start off with, but try not to lose, and that might sound a little bit defeatist, but I'm not. I'm being realistic about it. You're playing Croatia away, one of the best teams in the world. Don't lose that game, and then try and win the next game. And if you get 4 points from that double header, I think, you know, personally, I would be quite happy with that.
Finally, Euro 2024. Do you think this new look Wales team has what it takes to get there?
Yeah, they definitely have. They just got to put all the pieces together, because all the pieces are there. You know, we've got good players that are playing a lot of football, and you know, I think that's the difference now to maybe the World Cup. We had a lot of players who wasn't playing. It makes such a big difference if you're playing week in, week out to if you're not. We have a lot of players playing at good level that are playing week in, week out and match fit. And I just want to see what Rob Page can do with these boys. And I think that they should have that fire in their bellies to say, we didn't really represent ourselves that well in the World Cup. What a statement it would be if they did get a positive result against Croatia.
Ashley, diolch yn fawr. Thank you so much for the chat. Hopefully we don't wait another 2 years until we catch up. But thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Wel, dyna chi gyn Captain Cymru, Ashley Williams, pwy sy'n eisiau clywed gan Captain Newydd Cymru. Pawb, yn amlwg. Aaron Ramsey yn siarad wythnos yma cyn yr ymgyrch newydd ma ddechrau.
Aaron, gynta gyd, llongyfarchiadau enfawr ar cael dy enwi'n Captain ar Gymru unwaith eto. Sut deimlad oedd e pan gesti'r galwad ffôn o Rob Page gyda'r newyddion?
Diolch. Roedd fi'n hapus iawn i clywed hynna. Roedd yn foment belch iawn i fi a fy nheulu. A fi jyst yn teimlo fod fi'n barod i cymryd responsibility eto.
Mae fe'n gyfnod ble mae lot wedi newid o ran y tîm, ond mae'n gyfnod cyffroes iawn hefyd. Ymgyrch Euro 2024 ar fi'n dechrau. Faint wyt ti'n edrych ymlaen i arwain Cymru yn yr ymgyrch yma?
Wrth gwrs fi'n edrych ymlaen iddo fe. Mae pethau di newid tipyn bach, ond mae'n gyfle i'r chwaraewyr ifanc nawr i dangos beth maen nhw'n gallu wneud. A ni jyst methu aros nawr i dechrau campaign a gobeithio ni'n cael dechrau da.
A dyma dy ail gyfnod i fel Captain Cymru, ond wrth gwrs ti wedi cyflawni cyment yn dy yrfa ers hynny. 2 Euros, Cwpan y Byd hefyd. Sut ti'n credu mae'r profiadau yna yn mynd i helpu ti yn yr ymgyrch yma fel capten?
Roedd fi'n ifanc iawn pryd roedd fi'n cael y tro gyntaf. A fi wedi dysgu sut gymaint dros y flynyddoedd. A dwi jyst yn teimlo'n barod i cymryd y responsibility eto. A fi'n edrych ymlaen iddo fe. Ni efo sgwad ifanc sydd yn hyderus a gobeithio ni'n gallu dangos hynna dydd Sadwrn.
Aaron, diolch yn fawr llongyfarchiadau. Newn ni weld ti mas yn split.
Diolch yn fawr.
Aaron Ramsey, Captain Cymru, mae'n swnio'n iawn rhywsut. Fe. Digon o bêl-droed i ddod. Cofiwch yn o'r un o Swener, 10 o gloch. Byddai'n cael cwmni o Owain Tudur Jones a Iwan Roberts yn edrych ymlaen at yr ymgyrch, at y gêm yng Nghroatia a'r gêm gartre yn erbyn Latvia. Wrth gwrs, a wedyn, nos Sadwrn yn fyw o'r S4C. Ni'n barod i fynd unwaith eto Gymru annwyl am gêm i ddechrau'r ymgyrch. Y gêm fwyaf anodd i ddechrau'r ymgyrch hefyd. Dwi'n dweud falle bod ni'r gêm fwyaf anodd gyda, wedyn y gêm hawsa ar bapur yn ail yn erbyn Latvia. Beth am y dechrau yma sy'n disgwyl Cymru?
Ia, be oedd yr hyn J.Davidson wastad yn dweud, di Cymru byth yn rhy dda mewn double headers. Mae hynna di newid chydig bach dros y blynyddoedd dwytha, mae rhaid i ni gyfadda efo'r llwyddiant sydd wedi bod, ond ia, cymryd rhywbeth fel oedd Ashley Williams yn sôn, rhywbeth allan yng Nghroatia, mae'n mynd i fod yn anodd. Ond i gyrraedd Cwpan y Byd, nathon ni ddechrau'r ymgyrch yna, oddi cartre yn Gwlad Belg, a colli, nathon ni dal fedru cyrraedd, felly pwynt, sa'n werthfawr dros ben, ond y gêm gartra na, holl bwysig bod ni'n cael 3 pwynt.
Beth yw'r teimlad yn gyffredinol, yn bersonol o ran Cymru ar yn y bryd, o gofio'r rhain ni sydd wedi ymddeol, yr anafiadau ni wedi clywed am wythnos yma hefyd. Ambell un yn poeni, mae'n deg dweud hynny, Owen.
Dwi'n yn poeni gymaint a bobl eraill. Be sy'n anffodus wedyn ydy o ran y tîm, Ben Davies ddim yna. Brennan Johnson edrych yn anhebygol fydd o yn chwarae. Wedyn mae'n mynd yn fwy ac yn fwy gwan, ond efo Bale yn ymddeol, da ni'n mynd i fethu golia fo wrth gwrs, ond yn amlwg doedd o ddim cweit yr unig chwaraewr yn fwy diweddar, a dyna pam ydi ymddeol. Joe Allen yn golled yn ganol y cae, ond doedd Joe heb chwarae llawer yn y flwyddyn dwytha.
Dwi dal yn upset, neu ni ddim newid y meddwl i.
Da ni gyd yn upset, oherwydd, sa fo dal yn gallu bod yn un o chwaraewyr gorau ni. Ond diolch di chwarae llawer dros y flwyddyn dwytha, felly o ran yr 1 o'r 10, os mae pawb yn ffit, diolch yn edrych yn rhy ddrwg y dyfnder sydd ar goll rwan.
Ie, mae'n teimlo'n... mae'n mynd yn gyfnod bach anodd o ran y gemau cyntaf yma, fel wedodd Owen, colli'r gêm ddiwetha. Gêm cynta yn yr ymgyrch ddiwetha a dal cyrraedd cwpan y byd. Newn ni gymryd honna. Beth am hon, felly, Cymru ec ar ei hôl hi ar yr egwyl. Newn ni ddechrau gyda'r pethau positif falle. Cain Owen yn mynd yn agos yn yr hanner cyntaf hefyd. Cymru wedi cael sawl cyfle.
Ie, am ddechrau sa hon di fod cwpl o funud ar y cloc. Cael cyfle efo'r gic rydd yma. Mae gen i fod droed chwith mor dda. Ond mae'n mynd ochr y gol geidwad sydd yn dal i dir. Dwi'n meddwl bod o'n gwybod llawer amdani. Ond... diolch mot sut mae'n cadw nhw allan. I job bod i gwneud siŵr bod nhw ddim gol, felly arbediad da, felly'r dechrau ddim yr un perffaith. Ond wedyn, o Cymru'n tyfu fewn i'r gêm, oedden nhw'n edrych yn fygythiol ar y dega, so nhw'n licio gweld nhw'n cadw'r meddiant chydig bach yn well, maen nhw'n moda anodd, ond maen nhw wedi cadw Lloegr yn eitha tawel tan reit ar y diwedd.
Ie, mae'n teimlo, a cheisio rwy'n rhoi trod ar y bel weithiau ar hanner cyntaf yna, am felly fflach gan Sam Jones hefyd, mae fe'n edrych yn chwaraewr sydd wedi mwynhau ar hanner cyntaf.
Yndi, a Sam Jones ydy'r chwaraewr efallai sydd wedi serenu yn y sesiwn ymarfer yn ôl Mark Jones. Ac mae wedi cael tymor da chwarae teg. Da ni'n gweld y croesiad o safon gan Sears. A wedyn, jyst yn y fan ag yr lle, yn disgwyl am y cyfle. So, wedi gallu gwneud llawer mwy. Gwaith da gan Sears i ennill y Bale. A wedyn y cyfuniad bach yma, Bale bach yn ffodus allan cyrraedd Sears ar ei droed chwith. A wedyn Sam Jones, yn amlwg fydd o'n siomedig nad ydy di sgorio. A mi fydd yn cael ei feirniadu am hynna, ond diolch yn gallu gwneud llawer mwy tra'n ymestyn, taro'r targed, gorfodi'r gol geidwad i gael arbediad, ac yn amlwg yn siomedig.
Nath wrth ymosod da hefyd, pan wrth ddim coet cael y bastrwdd i McLagan, felly maen nhw wedi dangos a ddewid, ond wedyn ni, 5 munud o amser ychwanegol, digon teg, ond hyd yn oed dros y 5 munud, yr un camgymeriad a'r un eiliad fawr, pa mor siomedig fydden nhw?
Dyna'r oll ma'n gymryd ydy un camgymeriad, fydden nhw mor siomedig. Felly mae'n mynd i gymryd lot i gael y dyn yma'n barod am rail hanner, Tom Price. Felly mae'n camgymeriad, un o heina, unwaith ti'n troi ac yn chwarae'r bas, ti'n meddwl, na, ti'n gobeithio bod nhw ddim yn sgorio. Ac yn anffodus, a fo'n yn hapus ar yr eiliad yna, yr arbediad, a wedyn efo'r trydydd cyfle. Bydd Price yn siomedig, ond maen nhw'n gorfod mynd allan a gwneud yn siŵr bod nhw'n rhoi honna i un ochr ac yn perfformio. Dipyn bach gwell yn yr ail hanner.
A dyna ni diwedd yr hanner cyntaf hefyd, diwedd cyfraniad Alex Ramsey, cadarnhad maen nhw wedi eilyddio o ran y gol geidwad. A fel chi'n chi gweld tu ôl ni, maen nhw'n barod ar gyfer yr ail hanner. Mae yna gemau eraill i ddod hefyd, gymaint o gemau ryngwladol. Cofiwch am hon nos fori, Cymru yn erbyn yr Alban, dan 17, mae yna gymaint o gyffro. Mae'r chwaraewr ifanc sy'n dod trwodd y tîmau ieuenctid yma o ran Cymru ar hyn o bryd. Ond mae yna gyffro cyn yr ail hanner fan hyn hefyd. Nôl â ni at ein tîmau sylwebu felly.
And the first change for Cymru Ec. Cymru C start the second half with Connor Roberts replacing Alex Ramsey. That's the change that we anticipated. Mark Jones saying that in his opinion there's nothing between the two keepers and he believes they both deserve the chance. And so Ramsey, who conceded that very late goal at the end of the first half, replaced by Connor Roberts. And it's go again for Wales, and they'll hope to start the second half as they started the first half, in feisty fashion. I'm joined again by Owain Tudur-Jones, who's been keeping Dylan Ebenezer company, and the former Wales international midfielder who was part of the coaching setup with Cymru C at one stage. It's fair to say more of the same, Owain, in the second half?
Yeah, not too much will change from a Welsh perspective. Mark Jones will be pretty pleased, obviously, the mistake at the end of the first half leading to that goal. But, you know, he'll back himself to making sure that is forgotten by the players.
Yeah.
Just a slight difference. Just up top, for some reason, Sam Jones and Kane McLagan seem to have swapped sides. Jones now on the right-hand side of the forward line. We'll see how that pans out now.
Offside decision. Well, one thing you'd say about Mark Jones, he's positive. He will have been preaching positivity during the break, and he'll certainly have been telling Ryan Sears and the others to start the second half as they started the first half. There's not much between these two sides, and that's to Wales's credit, bearing in mind that they play in the Cymru Prem and all of the England players play in the National League.
Yeah, free kick there against Emlyn Lewis, just using his arm as he competed in the air. I wonder what this man will have told this side at half-time.
He'll probably have told them, you're going to have to go toe-to-toe with a battling opponent, because I rather suspect this is going to be a very, very hotly contested second half. Good header down by Nuttall. Cleared up towards McLagan. McLagan looks for Jones. That was nice. And there's the germ, isn't there, of a partnership between those two as Sparrow finds Lundstrom. Deborah. Booty back towards Howes. McLagan can only have wished that the defender would have missed that. Goal scorer de Havilland looks for Nuttall. And yep, well, Ryan Sears will certainly hold his ground, and Nuttall is a feisty opponent.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit of a pull of the shirt by Sears, who maybe wouldn't quite have expected a slap to the face. Unpunished by Nuttall, who obviously is a handful. He's a big lad, strong, decent technically as well.
Josh Williams and Lee Jenkins warming up, and you wouldn't be surprised to see most, if not all, of the Wales players getting an opportunity. Deborah goes himself, and not the kind of effort that will please his manager from the Halifax player. But Wales will be quite happy if England are reduced to that. Davis, that was ambitious, looking for Jones, and a rather scrappy start to the second half. And Robbie Savage, good to see him here. He's liked here, not everywhere, Owain, but liked here.
Yeah, he's obviously dipped his toe with Macclesfield.
Yep.
Not too far away from here, so likes to keep in touch with all levels of football, in fairness.
39 caps for Wales. 2 goals. And a red card.
Who was that against, Nick? There's a test of your knowledge. Who did he get the red card against?
It wasn't a red card.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. Well, it was a red card, but a hotly contested one. Harper. And it probably is indicative of the start of the second half that we are talking about the past history of Robbie Savage. But the calm before the storm, perhaps. Howes. And the fact that he played well in the first half is an indication that Wales had their moments. Collected by Price. Will be very, very anxious to make up for that very late first half error.
Yeah, I think what's important for Wales now is they don't let the game pass them by.
Yep.
The 15 minutes pass by, they haven't been much of a threat, haven't created much, and England pick their pockets and get a second goal. You want to make this as uncomfortable as possible for them, making sure that the pressure you put on the ball when you're out of possession remains constant, that it's aggressive, instead of just standing off throughout. This game is still here to be won for them.
Deborah, the first half replacement for Kenton Richardson, injured. Corner. Looks for the run of Aqua. Aqua does well there to get the ball out to Lundstrom. Lundstrom marshalled by Danny Davis. In comes the ball out by Kane Owen. McLagan collects. Smith looks for the run and spots the run of Jones, and too much on that.
Yeah, probably could have been played earlier. Sam Jones, I could see the run that he was making from sort of the left back space across Deborah, the centre half. He wanted it just a little bit earlier. Probably wasn't really necessary to put flight on the ball. Just along the ground would have been just as, if not more, effective.
That was an important touch by Lewis to stop the ball getting in towards Nuttall and Aqua. Sears, his debut for Cymru C. McLagan. Harper. Yep, and McLagan penalised, and down a dead alley there.
Yeah, see what he's trying to do. Harper in the end does pretty well. Feels the contact on his shoulder, down he went. They're going to be disappointed having got into a position 1v1 against the left back. But that comes from the early switcher play. Kane Owen across fullback to fullback. Ryan Sears, as soon as you play that pass quickly, if England have pressed on one side and they're a little bit lopsided, that early switch can really open the play up.
Lewis, Davis, and again it falls short. Jones was ready, but it just simply didn't arrive. Deborah. Well in by Sears. Harper. And both sides failing at the moment to hit that pass that hurts, to penetrate the defensive determination of the opposition. Good hard work by Danny Davis, who seems to have decided, I need to take matters into my own hands, I'll push up a little bit.
Yeah, and in fairness, this man will carry on doing that. Plenty of energy, plenty of pace. But the England captain, Corner, very comfortable in possession. Cymru C have just got to be aware, if they allow him too much possession, they obviously think, right, lesser of the evils, allow the centre half to have the ball.
Yeah.
If they allow him to have too much of the ball, he can dictate play from the back.
Yeah. He's one of those who could perhaps play at a higher level. He's experienced, played for Bournemouth in his day, So has had experience, now plays for Aldershot. Still only 24. And you just have the feeling this game's there for the taking for whoever can find some magic.
Yeah, obviously England have got good players, they're a good side. They haven't looked head and shoulders above Cymru so far.
Now that's a foul. Harper. And you get the feeling if this was a competitive game, we'd be seeing a yellow card, wouldn't we?
Yeah, he just thinks the cross is coming, so he's sliding in, thinking and expecting to stop the cross, which doesn't come because Leo Smith just lets the ball run across his body. Dangerous area now. Wales have had a good little 5 minutes. First 5 minutes of the second half was flat, and you're thinking, oh, they need to make something happen. Now then, they're starting to get back on that front foot.
Kane Owen has the opportunity. Emlyn Lewis, the skipper, on the far post. Aim towards him, and the referee doesn't like what he's seeing. McLagan in the middle of it, taunted by the England supporters.
Yeah, whatever the foul was it necessary? Because it looked as if it was a delivery that was causing problems. The goalkeeper was stuck on his line. Just see here. Ooh, not quite sure. Very difficult to see there, but goalkeeper seemed to be in a spot of bother there.
Well won by Davis. And you can see McLagan, he's calling for support. He wants Wales to push up. He feels a little bit isolated. Harper looks for Nuttall. Jones, clever header, finds Green. Green looks for Kane Owen. All very tight. Wales are tidy there. McLagan. And that's a foul. Lundstrom.
Yeah, good play. Good combination between Owen and Clayton Green. The ball up to McLagan. Clever turn, definitely a foul. Just a little bit too far for a proper goal, and a little bit too central, really, in an ideal world, to get the angle. You just have to look at the captain, Emlyn Lewis. Where's he going? Yeah, because there's a good chance wherever he's standing, that is where the ball will. Certainly where Kane Owen will be aiming towards.
And not for the first time, you see Lewis have a word with Kane Owen, as if he's going to tell him exactly where he's going. Wales preparing to make another substitution, which may well see Nathan Wood emerge, but for the time being, Kane Owen. Rather suspect that was a waste of an opportunity. That surely was too far out to be going it alone, with Lewis having moved up.
And I understand why, because he's got a brilliant left foot. It's a little bit hopeful. You know, how many of those actually end up in the back of the net? And hey, if you don't give it a go, you never will score. But yeah, definitely at this stage of the game, plenty of time left. Just a missed opportunity to get the ball in a dangerous area.
McLagan again, he's working hard in this second half. He's trying to make things happen. Sears. Yeah, the idea was there. The teammates, including Jones, were charging at the far post, but there was simply too much on it. And it'll be another change for Cymru C. And it's Nathan Wood indeed. And leaving, well, is Sam Jones, I think. Yes, it is. Your assessment of his performance, Owen?
Yeah, he's done well. He's worked really, really hard. it could have been a very different night for him. I'm thinking back to the two chances. The first chance that he had, he should have shot. He looked for McLagan, he was in the box. And then the second opportunity across towards the back post, got good contact on it. On another night, he scores 2 goals and he's a hero.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not quite to be. Nathan Wood, a very different player. Slightly more technical, not as quick, so maybe that ball in behind won't quite be an option. Let's see if Nathan Wood can come on. He's got plenty of time now to really stamp his mark on this game and have an influence.
Yep. That's a foul on Emlyn Lewis by Nuttall. And Nuttall is unhappy with the support he's getting. Oof. Again, no yellow card for that. Now then, on Friday night in the Cymru Premier, it's Cymru C against Newtown. The championship may have been secured. There's a battle for that vital second place, for that European place. And Cymru C, not on the most brilliant of runs, will be looking for a win against Newtown. That on Friday night. And we're into the last half hour. That late first half goal still separating the two sides. Lewis, he's really battled at both ends of the pitch, hasn't he? Substitute Wood. Oh, that's a poor ball by Wood into the path of de Havilland, the scorer of the only goal of the game so far. And you just fear the mistake. There's always the potential of a mistake. It's not raining in the second half. That's another mistake. Sparrow, he's kept it alive. He's done really well to keep that alive. And somehow Kane Owen manages to defuse the situation. But that was a catalogue of errors by Wales.
Yeah, and a very similar error to the one that led to the goal. A couple there, Nathan Wood first in the middle of the park. Similar pass. What's worse is you're looking for the safe option with the pass backwards, and the safe option goes wrong because you think that you're not going to be under any sort of pressure. And Sears very, very fortunate then. In fairness, Kane Owen, some very tidy, composed defending just to take the sting out of any potential second goal for England. Wood will just want another bite of the cherry now.
Yeah.
He'll want his first proper touch, and where he'll want to be an influence is between the right back and the centre half, where he's cutting in on his right foot and looking at shots at goal from there.
You just sense that England are beginning to take control of this second half. It's been a scrappy encounter. Smith does well. Davis out towards Sears. Davis continues the run. Harper with him. Lovely. Sears. Can Sears take advantage of that clever play? Good play by Wales. Cymru win a corner.
Yeah, really good. Difficult, tight situation there on the right-hand side. Good combination between these two. Sears, a little step over. It's just unfortunately ended up in that mud patch, trying to dig out a cross. Did well in the end. Sort of reacted to that earlier mistake just a couple of minutes previous. Trying to put a stamp on the game now in an attacking sense.
Wales preparing to make another change. Cal McCarthy, we have met to come on, but it's a corner kick for Cymru. Kane Owen, and finally I think the referee will allow it to be taken. And again, a wasted opportunity. Roberts, who hasn't had much to do, to put it mildly, since coming on at half-time. Nuttall. Important interception again by Danny Davies. He's been one of Wales' better players this evening. And he hits a good ball towards Wood, and this is his strength, the run that he makes. There was a push off the ball by McLagan. As we go back to the screams for some support from some supporters for a penalty.
We just see the battle between Green and Nuttall here.
Hardly.
Nah, nothing in it. Nothing in it. Almost a counter-attack there. You mentioned really good players. We see his substitutions. Danny Davis, really important player
so
this
it's
evening.
Tom Price leaving. Kyle McCarthy comes on. And this is the incident I spoke of, off the ball.
Yeah, well, what happened on the counter-attack?
Yeah.
There was a little collision.
There
I'm
was.
not sure who fouled who. It was Harper that ended up on the ground. Would have been interesting if that play would have developed into the box and McLagan would have been free.
Well, the only player to have played in this contest last season, Joe Sparrow, leaves to be replaced by Oliver Dyson. And they'll be hoping that Dyson might sweep up the chances that come his way. As Owain Jones shakes his head, he knew what was coming. Was it that obvious? Yet again, the Scottish referee penalises a Wales player. This is a frustrating second half so far for Wales.
Yeah, it's been bitty, it's been scrappy. Not too bad, there's not too much in that. Either way.
Now then, McLagan, well, he's trying to chase everything, and again he and Harper have clashed, and yeah, finally the book comes out, the yellow card comes out, and that battle between McLagan and Harper over the last 3 or 4 minutes has come to a head. I don't think he can complain in the end.
Yeah, I think he just had half a second where he thought, I might be in here. You know, the ball ended up running to the goalkeeper, so Harper, good defensive play, taking up the line. And McLagan just with a bit of frustration there. Whereas, I wouldn't say a kick out. Certainly makes contact. Possibly knows exactly what he's doing, trying to go for the little trip.
Well, he's worked hard, but that was frustration, the culmination of 3 or 4 minutes of dislike between the two of them. That's a push by Clayton Green, and if you want to talk about yellow cards, this is your man. 7 already this season, 1 red card as well. He's had to miss 4 games because of suspensions, but he's a player you'd want in your side as Booty prepares to take the free kick. And England, with 20 minutes and a few seconds left, looking for the goal that might kill this game.
Captain seems to be right at the back end of this defensive line.
It's a good ball in, and Deborah, the substitute, the tall defender, was up there.
There's been no flow in the second half, has it?
Not at all.
If you're talking Wales have huffed and they've puffed, and I hope going into this last 20 minutes that they can sort of manage to create something, but at the moment, using the goal for England has had a very, very quiet second half.
Skipper Cordner. And that's another foul. Danny Davis this time. And suddenly, having kept those yellow cards in his pocket all night, the Scottish referee decides that another one is due.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was frustrated. There was a flick on, and whether he thought that there was an offside. As soon as the flag wasn't, we just hear Kane Owen going up, missing out on the header. Not sure if Danny Davis thought that there was an offside, so he's just frustrated not to see the flag raised, jumped in slightly hard to get a booking.
And again, Wales prepared to defend an England free kick. Booty, good kick again, that's past everybody. And at the far post was Deborah again. And that was as good a ball in as you could wish to have.
Yeah, good quality there. Beats Emlyn Lewis, Wales' main man in the air, in the box. Connor Roberts stuck on his line.
Tomorrow, no Welsh team has ever reached the qualifiers, let alone the final tournament. And tomorrow, the under-17s play Scotland, and you can view that at 7 o'clock on S4C. And we've heard all about the history between the old firms players. Well, this is the new chapter, the new talent. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Kane Owen. And some ironic cheers from the few Welsh supporters here as the referee decides to give Wales a decision.
Yeah, these little fouls, I know Cymru have ended up winning this free kick. These little fouls that they're conceding is just taking the sting out of the game in a positive way for England. There's no momentum in Wales's play. It'd be interesting to see if the young lad, Josh Williams, who's impressed in training, does he get a little run out?
Owen whips it in. Deborah heads it clear. Davis again, he's been everywhere in fairness. He can read danger, can't he?
Yeah, he could play right back, left back, centre half, right wing, left wing. Versatile player, and he could be the best player in all those positions as well. I think his age maybe counts against him if he wanted to step up and play in the Football League.
Yeah.
But yeah, star performer last year in this fixture, and he's done well again this evening.
That pass from Davis doesn't quite reach Lewis. It was important that Lewis was there first with de Havilland ready to seize the opportunity, and Lewis, captain's example, looks for McLagan, back towards Lewis. McLagan, that's a foul on the edge of the box, and there's going to be a booking, and I think the referee's just decided, you two, I've had enough of you two, Harper and McLagan. I wasn't sure it was Harper who'd actually done much wrong, but probably deliberate, stopped the run.
Yeah, I think a shoulder badge in a few years ago, but he knows exactly what he's doing. He's looking for that contact to stop Kay McLagan, so it is a foul. First of all, brilliant play by Emlyn Lewis. For anyone who thinks he's a bruiser, and that's all, a physical player, he's better in possession than people give him credit for, and he was galloping down the wing there. Brilliant play.
Good opportunity, good position, good player to take the kick, Kane Owen. And he goes towards the far post, and again, and whenever a ball goes into that 6-yard box, the referee seems to decide there's going to be some sort of offence, and the reaction of the Welsh players, utter frustration as the scorer of the only goal so far, Ryan de Havilland, leaves, and he's to be replaced by James Vennings. And this is the goal that separates the two sides.
We don't want to see this again, Nick. Well, Price certainly won't want to see it. Unfortunately, with that blind pass, ball's kept alive by him. The goal scorer who's played well, he's been tidy enough, de Havilland, and he just reacts, gets a second bite of the cherry there with the effort. And what a shame if that, from a Welsh perspective, if that was the only goal of the game come 90 minutes.
Yep, it was a blind pass, but he slipped as well, didn't he? He was overall unlucky, but it has to go down as a mistake. And Owain Jones nods his head as if to say, There's no room for sympathy in this game. Ball aimed toward Dyson. And the England centre-backs in this second half have had it their own way, haven't they? It's been a little bit too easy for Deborah and for Booty.
Yeah, the captain Cordner as well. He's been so comfortable in possession. He could have played this game with a cigar at times. Oh. You just want to put him under pressure as well at times, you know, force him to defend so that everything's not nice and easy, ball at his feet, no pressure. Here he is again. He's obviously a very good player, and he'd adapt under pressure. Maybe, especially with the conditions tonight, you want to force these centre-halves to defend, to face their own goal. There's still time, though. Certainly still time.
Yep. 15 minutes, just under.
Been an interesting battle as well. Leo Smith and Booty in the middle of the park. Booty just anchoring the middle of the park for England C. Leo Smith, you know, he's waiting to pounce. He's always done well in big games, European games over the last few years. He'll be searching for that little bit of space, or maybe not.
Leo Smith leaving. We've seen the other side to Leo Smith's game today. We've seen the industry.
Yeah, worked really hard, like all the Welsh players. You know, he'll be going off. I mean, run his race, he's done well. The ball maybe just hasn't quite broken as he would have liked. Now, this lad has impressed in training. Very young lad at Connors Quay. Potentially one now. Even with only 13 minutes left on the clock, Nick, he could have a big impact on this match.
Well, there's a lot of talk about Josh Williams of Connors Quay. Still only 18 years of age. And some thought that he might even start this game, so impressive he's been. And amongst the scouts, it's all gossip, of course, but the talk is that Stoke have a scout here watching Josh Williams, so they'll be pleased that it's not been a journey in vain. At least they're going to have 10 minutes plus to watch him. But at the moment, they're going to see the defensive quality or otherwise of the Cymru C team, and that was skewed by Nuttall, and Clayton Green brings it away.
Yeah, well, at times Josh Williams now will be the highest player forward for Wales from an attacking point of view, almost like a false nine that we hear a lot about over the last few years because of the split strikers. Cos McLagan and Wood by now are sort of playing as out and out centre forwards, so Josh Williams will just be in behind them and at times ahead. Here he goes.
Well, the rain's gone, but it's quite windy here now at Altrincham as England come again and drive, and that's a foul by Emlyn Lewis.
Yeah, well, that should be a booking actually.
Yep.
If there was going to be a yellow card. We see this run by Harper, who's defended well this evening. We see him here in an attacking point of view. He's always looking to get on his left-hand side. Sears just doesn't know when he's going to go. Good pullback, not quite good contact. Cymru pleased to get rid, and we see this one by Emlyn Lewis. Knows exactly what he's doing. It's not the worst tackle in the world. Knows what he's doing. There's no high studs, but yeah, you do see the yellow card coming out occasionally for those tackles.
Well, Roberts has had hardly anything to do. He may have to face a shot from Regan Booty. Vennings there also. Every Welsh player, every Cymru C player in the box, closed down by Sears, and Wales have done one thing very, very well. All the Cymru C players have put their body on the line, blocked whenever there's the need to block. Rather fortunate for Nathan Wood, perhaps no foul, but England have the throw. If you hear some choice language, our apologies for that. It's not the biggest crowd, and one of the disadvantages of that is that our sensitive microphones pick up not so sensitive language. Howes, as we approach the last 10 minutes of this encounter. Yet another substitution. And it's McLagan who's leaving. And Ben Armand of Pontypridd to replace him. McLagan's worked hard.
Yeah, he's worked hard. He's done well. He's been a thorn in the England backline side at times, and you just sensed as the second half was progressing, ended up being a bit of a frustrating one for him. You know, not the type of game where there was a hatful of chances and Cymru found themselves in really attacking positions constantly. So it was one of those where he needed that industry. He's done well again.
Just to remind you, this is just the beginning of international football, and on Saturday, live, free to air on S4C at 7:15, the big one. Croatia against Wales in the first of the Euro qualifiers, as Wales go again. Perhaps the beginning of a new age with exciting youngsters to replace the old guard. Back here, 8 minutes plus any added time to play. Won again by Lewis. He's played well. Deborah. Scott Morris. Williams as the 17 to the other substitute, Wood. Wood is a potential match winner, always is, and that's wild by Ryan Sears. And when the opportunity arises, when you are pressing, you don't want to give up possession that cheaply.
Yeah, it was a good chance actually. Never felt fully confident that Sears was going to hit the target. Never quite in the right position technically. It's gone miles away, but it was Josh Williams actually, the young lad, that really injected a bit of pace into that move. I think there was possibly a little nutmeg, and then played the pass forward. Decent cross by Amoun then, and it's about getting on the second ball, and it was Sears that reacted quickest. Possibly all respect to him, all due respect to him, not the man maybe that you'd want in that position.
The next change is going to be an English change. It's going to be Harry Phipps, the Dagenham and Redbridge player. Harper again. He's played well, actually. Williams does well to retrieve the situation. Davis looks for Clayton Green. Picked up by Miles Davis. Miles Davis brought down, referee plays the advantage. Wood again aiming to be the creator. Another good ball in. Again it falls to Sears. Sears needs to make sure that something comes of this. He could have pulled that back towards Josh Williams perhaps.
Yeah, it probably needed to happen with his first touch. As soon as he took the touch forward, the option to pull back towards Josh Williams was gone. But good play by Wood. Looking to go left, right. Defence never quite sure when the cross is coming in, and again it's Sears that reacts. You are right, I would have liked to have seen it just pulled back just to see the young lad Josh Williams one-on-one in the box.
And it's Regan Booty who leaves to be replaced by Harry Phipps. They've announced that the crowd is 860. Now, I'm not that familiar with this stadium. I've been here a couple of times this season. It looks to me to be considerably larger than that, but that's the official attendance. Fall in the box, no real shout, no penalty. And it's 5 minutes left, and let's look at this.
Lewis on the back stick there, not quite able to create space. I think it's Sears that then goes down towards the near post.
The push, if there was a push by Deborah, and Deborah, the big centre-half, has really played well since coming on as an early substitute for England. Cymru C really now have to throw everything at them if they can. Dyson back to Harper, tripped by Benamon.
I'm not sure if there was contact actually. It seemed as if he was going in for the foul, pulled back, and Harper just anticipated. Too much in it, maybe the slightest of contact. And again, it's another frustrating one. There's not too much time on the clock now. England will be delighted with every free kick that Cymru give away.
Well, it's been a desperately scrappy second half, there's no doubt about that, as skipper Cordner prepares to aim again for the two forwards, and again Lewis, who's really played well defensively, clears Deborah. Harper, the quicker pass, looking for Aqua, collected by McCarthy. Back to the keeper via Sears. If you were Wrexham manager, Owain, and you could pick any of the England C players, has anybody really stood out for you?
It's a good question actually, because in previous games there's always been one or two really outstanding players that have shone. And maybe it's because of the weather this evening. That hasn't quite been the case. I'd probably say Corder, the captain, looked so comfortable, honestly. He's made the game look easy in those tough conditions that I've mentioned more than once. So he's probably been the standout for me.
And if there's one thing that Wrexham don't need, it's a good centre-half. But yes, you've mentioned him more than once. And for Wales, standout player?
Everyone's worked hard. We've mentioned that more than once as well, as you expect in these sort of games. Trying to have a little think now.
Well, Davis has played well, hasn't he? Lewis has played well.
7. Yeah, everyone's been a 7 out of 10. Owen's played well at left back. I think once again, probably every Cymru C international game, Clayton Green in the middle of the park always does exactly what you expect him to do. Tenacious, but probably is Danny Davis if I had to pick one.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. But the point I would make, we're talking about National League players, every one of the England C side, as Kane Owen leaves and Lee Jenkins of Haverford comes on. But there's not a huge gap, is there, between the Cymru Prem and the National League on this evidence?
Yeah, I think, and that's an important caveat, Nick, on this evidence, because if we're being completely honest, England probably are not picking the best 11 players from the National League for one reason or another. They seem to have tried this year to go with a player from every team, or, you know, the age of the players they tend to look at as well, which is important for development. There's probably a few players at Notts County, at Wrexham, if you were picking a strongest from the league, that would be here.
Well, two were chosen. The prolific Macaulay Langstaff of Notts County, the main reason perhaps why Notts County simply won't let go of the challenge against Wrexham. He was in the squad and he withdrew yesterday, and Sam Dolby of Wrexham was in the squad until as late as this afternoon and he withdrew. So yes, that is a valid point.
And you know, on that as well, Nick, I think it's so crucial that these players do well for their clubs. I understand if you're a manager, you want to keep your players, you don't want them getting injured. But this is the sort of occasion that these players will look back on when you finish playing, and the pride really comes out, that you think, I represented my country. At the time, you know, managers can be selfish, and I understand why. But I think if there's been an influence to stop players from playing, for both sides, England and Cymru as well, you know, I think that would be poor judgment.
4 minutes minimum added time There was a goal at the end of the 5 minutes additional time at the end of the first half. Can Wales find one in the 4 minutes minimum that they now have? And going back to that, we'll do that in a moment. Going back to that moment as Wales rather cheaply concede not only a free kick but time with that foul by Davies on Nuttall. Let's take the opportunity. If the Cymru Premiership champions, New Saints, TNS, played this England side, who'd win?
Oh, now you're asking, Nick. If Mike Tyson fought Muhammad Ali, who would win? Oh. It's a difficult one, and we'll never find the true answer.
No.
You'd have to back that TNS would give them a game, you know, the New Saints. Such a well-oiled machine, and had a brilliant season under Craig Harrison. Definitely give them a game, and I'm sure TNS would be competitive in the National League.
Well, that didn't quite work for England. Rather than take advantage of the attacking position, they tried to keep possession. They failed. So Connor Roberts has a chance to punt this up to the end that Wales really do need to see this ball. Harper, he's been in the middle of everything in this second half. That's a foul by Lewis, and it's clever play there from Aqua, I'm bound to say, yep. And Lewis is experienced enough to know that he's been done there. He's not going to book him. It must be for the response. Yeah, it must be for the response. He should have said it in Welsh. So that's the third yellow card for Wales. One for Lewis, one for Davies, one for McLagan. Cordner. Lewis didn't quite get that as he wanted, and he puts his head in his hands, and he knows the seconds are ticking away. Still urging. But he's got the captaincy, he's got the yellow card, and he's got the black eye. A day in the life of Emlyn Lewis. Although I think the black eye may be from last weekend. Change of keeper, this time for England. And this truly is a friendly.
England substitution replacing
and Harrison Mayle is going to replace Sam Howes, who played really well in the first half. But and I would imagine he's going to keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, just disappointing that Cymru haven't tested him just a little bit more in the second. Well, it's all in the second half. England have controlled the majority since taking the lead at the end of that first half. They would have felt pretty comfortable in the second.
Well, it's going to be a dramatic finale if Cymru get anything out of this game. And again, it's Aqua and his shadow, Lewis. Roberts lets it run. Finds Miles Davies. Davies to Lewis. Lewis can't believe he wasn't given a free kick there, but there's no time to complain. Davies, is there one last charge by Cymru? There isn't. It's a win for England, and a disappointing end to this visit to Altrincham. One mistake was the difference, but England had the discipline, they had the composure, they had the strength to keep Cymru at bay really throughout the second half. Not the best encounter, a scrappy affair won by a scrappy goal. Deep into injury time at the end of the first half, scored by de Havilland. Final score, England C 1, Cymru C 0.
Dyna ni, diolch yn fawr iawn ein tîmau sylwebu ni. Oedd hi ddim I fod I Gymru heno yn ebyn Lloegr. Gobeithio am well luck i'r tîm cynta nos Sadwrn. Mae'n fyw o'r Esbydorec. Ymgyrch arall yn dechrau. Ymgyrch I geisio cyrraedd. Prif gystadleuaeth arall. A hana flwyddyn nesaf, cofiwch. Ni'n sôn am Euro 2024. Mae'n I flwyddyn nesaf. Dechrau yng Nghroatia nos Sadwrn. A wedyn, mae yna gêm bach arall, wrth gwrs. Gartre wedyn ni nos fawr, Stadiwm Dinas Caerdydd yn barod amdani 2 gêm ryngwladol arall. Ar ôl y gêm ryngwladol yma, mae Owain Tyler-Jones yn mynd â fi o'r pwynt sylwebu beth am honna. Owain, oedd I ddim I fod, yn teimlo fel noson anodd allan yna.
Ie, bechod ail hanner, chydig bach yn fflat. Huffed and puffed, eich fysa'r term, fysa'r sais yn ddefnyddio. Gweithio mor galad, yr ymdrech di bod yna drwy gydol y gêm. Mae'n bechod bod y gêm wedi cael ei cholli efo un cangymeriad gan Price ar ddiwedd yr hanner cynta. Oherwydd, os oes wedi gorffen yn gyfartal, sgôr teg, swn i'n teimlo. Ond fe Mark Jones jyst chydig bach yn siomedig, rywsyd neu gilydd, bod nhw heb gael unrhyw fath o reolaeth ar yr hanner ymysodol yn yr ail hanner na.
Pwy nath blesio fwyaf falle o ran Cymru? Pwy sydd wedi creu argraff heno?
Ie, oedden ni sôn yn y pwynt sylwebu. Pawb di gweithio'n galad. Os o'na un, eich J.Davidson yn y cefn unwaith eto, nath os yr ennill llynedd mewn buddigoliaeth, mae di gwneud yn gret unwaith eto heno yma. Heblaw am hynna, pawb di fod yn rhyw 7 allan o 10, ond fydd y dyn yma sy'n agos atyn ni rhywun Mark Jones, fydd o'n siomedig, ond jyst ddim I fod heno.
Mae fe'n dod fan hyn, Mark Jones, wneud ymuno gyda ni, sy'n mynd sefyll o Shea. Don't be shy, Mark. Come in, good to see you.
Yeah.
We'll have a quick chat. Mark, thanks for joining us right at the end. Obviously, disappointing result as we hand you a microphone. What do you make of it in general?
Yeah, look, disappointing result, but like we said, we are up against a National League side. Got a lot of youngsters playing for us now from the Cymru Premier League. We went 1-0 down at half-time, and I think a lot of people were thinking, when are England going to get there next? Our boys stood up, took the game to them all second half. We've lost the game again against a quality team on one disputed goal towards the end of the first half. Good luck to England, but I'm so proud of them Welsh lads. Proud of them.
Say disputed. What was your view of the late goal?
Well, that's why I think our goalkeeping coach nearly got sent off, because he called time about a minute and a half before, and all of a sudden, he just carried on playing. But that's a false excuse. I'm not. I'm giving England their credit, but like I said, with the side we had out, a few changes from last season, but they stood tall and done us proud. Every one of them.
Did it? Because last year, obviously, a famous victory. You had something to build on. There was a spark there. Just disappointed that you just couldn't get at them in the second half.
Yeah. But yet again, like I said, it's a massive challenge. You got to understand, Dil. Every time Wales play England, it's a massive challenge. And I just thought our boys did really well. And we were disappointed we didn't sneak a draw on away turf, but they can hold their heads up high.
Owain thought he'd been sacked earlier as well. I asked him as a former coach, he's still waiting for the phone call.
No, he's always welcome.
How important is this? Owen's been part of it. How important is it that this continues?
Yeah, I think it's very important. Like you said, we brought on an 18-year-old. We had a 17-year-old on the bench as well, I think. And we're playing against teams, like I said, I'd like the viewers to understand, we're playing against full-time professionals. And, our boys got a lot of them going home to go back to work in the morning, by the way. So, all I could say, I'm not being negative, I'm positive. I'm obviously disappointed. Maybe we could have done our job a bit better. I could have done my job a bit better. But I have nothing to say about them boys. They done us proud.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Mark. Thanks for coming over right at the end as well. We'll see you back in the red button soon. I'm going to pinch the microphone off you now, because Evelyn needs it. Thank you, Mark Jones. Chi fanna, rheolwr Cymru. Mynd i'r capten nesa hefyd. Emlyn, croeso ato ni'n o'r hwn. Ti wedi cael cerdyn melyn, ti wedi cael black eye, ti wedi cael bach o bopeth. Sut ath i heno?
Ie, oedd hi'n anodd, oedd yn tîm da. O'n i'n meddwl nath nhw defnyddio'r bêl yn gyntaf I ddechrau off efo. Ond fi'n creu nath wedi dyma'n i'r gêm, nath newid siap. A nath nhw'n di am ddifyn dda, just piti am y gol yna, just cyn hanner amser. A wedyn ar ail hanner, o'n i'n meddwl o'n i'n well tîm. O'n i'n creu cwbl o broblemau iddyn nhw. fi'n siŵr ath y gol na fewn pam oedd e'n free kick, fi'n siŵr. Ond, dyna all fydd hi'n gol.
Ie, fi'n credu chi ni weld y gol. Nawr digwydd bod, os ydy pip bach tu ôl y camera fan hyn. Sori, i ychwanegu at y boen, dyma hi mynd mewn reit ar y diwedd. Owain gyda ni fan hyn, Owain dyddol clywed Mark fan'na. Dde'n anhapus iawn bod nhw dal yn chwarae ar y pwynt yma, Owain.
Ie, ddim yn hapus, ond fydd Emlyn yn un fel y capten yn gwybod doedd y chwyban heb gael ei chwybanu. Felly, mae rhaid parhau. A jyst y cangymeriad wrth gwrs, Price yn fan ma'n chwarae'r bas yn ddall, a wedyn ymateb, cael un cyfle, wedyn yr ail, a ti'n meddwl, oce, da ni wedi cael get away efo hon, ond y drydydd yn mynd i fewn. Felly, Siom, be fysa'r neges di bod? Be oedd y neges hanner amser, yn enwedig o feddwl oeddech chi, reit yn y gêm cyn y pwynt yna?
Nath i newid strwythyr, nath Christian dod mewn a newid cwbl o bethau oedd angen ei wneud, a wedyn oedd Joan yn positif, fel mae bob tro. Wrth gwrs, o'n i gyd lawr to bach ar ôl ildio'r gol, ond fel y mae, oedd Joan yn positif iawn, yn gobeithio cael gol all nôl mewn i'r gêm, ond anffodus nath ni ddim digwydd.
Mae'n ddiddorol o'r tu allan, chi'n dod at eich gilydd am gyfnod byr, fi'n gwybod chi'n chwarae'n erbyn eich gilydd llawer, mae'n chwaraewyr eraill di dod i galfan o tymor diwetha. Faint o her yw i dod at eich gilydd fel tîm mewn cyfnod cymarol byr fel hyn?
Fel grŵp, mae'r grŵp yn ffantastig. Grŵp yn gryf iawn, dyn ni'n cael hwyl. A mae hynny'n bwysig, mae hynny'n bwysig i gael team spirit ma'n sôn, a mae'n ffantastig, mae'n rhaid gweud. A pwy yna rivalry sydd i gael, ar y disadwr mae hynny i gyd i mynd, a mae hynny'n bwysig iawn. Wrth gwrs, mae fe'n anodd, pawb wedi chwarae disadwr, a wedyn dyn neb really full time, felly dyn ni mewn di Sul, di Llun, chwarae di Mawrth, a fel nath Joan y sôn, dyn ni mewn cwbl o boes mynd ôl i waith fori, so mae hynny'n anodd, ond mae'n brofiad anhygoel, a gobeithio wneud eto.
Mae fi ofyn i ti, Emlyn nawr, yn gapten dwywaith, ti'n cael gwisgo hwnna ar dyfraich y Crys Coch, sy'n hwnna'n teimlo?
Anrhydedd bob tro. Gwisgo'r Crys Coch yn ffantastig, ond hefyd yn gapten. Yn arbennig, mae'n rhaid gweud. Prowd iawn. Siŵr bod teulu'n prowd iawn, so hapus iawn, ond just piti am y clyniad.
Ie, wel, Emlyn, diolch o galon am ddod draw, reit ar y diwedd fel hyn, cyn ymdeimlo ar y cynnyniad, a ni wedi mwynhau dilyn y daith gyda chi unwaith eto. Nôl i'r gyngred nawr, canolbwyntio ar y gyngred, na fe'n i'n gweud. Diolch yn fawr iawn i Emlyn heno. Diolch yn fawr i Owain hefyd i bod gyda ni. Emlyn, diolch yn fawr iawn. Tipyn o foi, tipyn o gapten. Emlyn Lewis o Met Caerdydd wrth gwrs, a dyna ni ddim yn diflannu achos fi o Owain yn brysur iawn dros y dyddiau nesaf. Ni'n edrych ymlaen yn fawr at hynny nos Wener, y rhaglen ragolwg o'r engemau rhyngwladol. Felly welwn i chi fori, a dyn nhw wedni. Mwy o bêl-droed ar Sgorio. Diolch am eich cwmni heno. Hwyl fawr i chi.
Penderfyniad sydyn gan y dyfarnwr, ac mae'n mesur yn berffaith.
Screw Fix Sprint, yn noddi pêl-droed ar S4C.